32, but was a surprise loser in the first round last year to Patsy Fagan. He hasn't won a major title this season, but he has been runner-up in 4 tournaments. Now, what a day for this fella. Stephen Hendry from Broxburn in Scotland, 17 in January, and now becoming the youngest player this championship has ever seen. He's already the youngest ever Scottish professional champion. He scored the highest break in the qualifying rounds for Sheffield with a 1-4-1, massive break that, and he had to win some close matches there, as you see, to get here to the Crucible. So, how will this young man, 17, from Scotland, Stephen Hendry, react to the pressure of his first visit to the Crucible? We shall see now as they come out into the arena. There's young Steve on the left, and it's Willie Thorne, the man from Leicester, to break. And I must say, all the pressure is on Willie Thorne today. The commentators, Jim Meadowcroft and Ted Lowe.
Another match then of 19 frames. Willie Thorne breaks off against a new face. A young Scotsman, Stephen Hendry. "17 years of age and only a month ago became the youngest ever Scottish professional snooker champion." Willie Thorne, the favourite for this match, and strongly fancied to take the title this year. Has made one major title in his career, Willie, but would dearly love to become world champion, as indeed would the other 32.
One. Stephen Hendry, 1. Foul, Stephen Hendry, 4.
Well, this promises to be a very exciting match because both are very attacking players, but certainly for the time being, feeling each other out and getting to know the pace of the table. And both, of course, waiting for the first opportunity.
2.
Oh, Willie gets 2 for knocking in 2 reds.
Yellow ball.
And straight back to safety.
Willie Thorne, 2.
Good safety shot there from young Hendry. Willie unable to get the cue ball easily back to bulk here.
Well, the fireworks are yet to start in this match, but the safety play is an excellent standard.
There's the first loose shot of the match.
One. Six. Stephen Hendry, 6.
Well, that was one I'm sure that young Stephen expected to get.
One. Six. Seven. Nine. Ten.
Nice colour, that, isn't it?
Willie Thorne, 10.
That blue is becoming Willie's favourite colour. I mean, favourite for missing.
One. One. 3.
Useful time for Willie Thorne to gain an opening, because the reds are quite well spread now.
Four.
This black will have to be respotted on the pink spot.
Eleven. 12.
Played that shot very well. His main problem will be to break the two reds that are close to the black spot.
Willie Thorne, 19.
Well, it gives him a 20 points lead, but he won't be too pleased with the red that he's just missed in the centre. Certainly a shot that he'd get 99 times out of 100, perhaps just the way that he played it.
Seven. 8.
'Unlucky.
40. touching ball.
Well, that was a terrific safety stroke there, Jim.
That was the only problem, Ted, the fact that we may possibly leave the red in balk on for Willie, but the shot that Stephen played was executed very well indeed.
Yellow ball. Willie Thorne, 1.
So there's just 7 points in it at the moment. Willie with quite a choice of big colours here. Blue, pink or black. All 3 colours on the wrong spots. Oh, what a bad miss. 14 points in it.
Well, this is a great chance for Stephen. Slightly different now because all the colours, as Ted pointed out, are on the wrong spots, so brown to blue is the difficult shot.
Nine.
The points are all square. He wants both pink and black.
20.
And young Stephen Hendry shows no nerves whatsoever as he takes the first of our 19 frames. The 17-year-old Scottish professional champion breaks off for our second frame.
One. Six. Seven.
Trying just to drop on that red, just above and slightly to the left of the black. Willie will be kicking himself for the last frame that missed the yellow ball, and there's another mistake.
Willie Thorne, 13.
Willie, of course, the player in this match with all the experience. But nevertheless, young Stephen Hendry has got to be treated with the utmost respect.
Six. Seven.
I was aware of the in-off in the middle pocket.
Willie Thorne, 7. One.
Don't think he can see sufficient of that black.
Three. Stephen Hendry, 3.
Well, it may be that Willie can get between brown and blue to pot the red in the corner, but he's not too quickly down on the shot, so maybe not.
Stephen happened to go at the one in the corner.
One. Stephen Hendry, 1.
Young Stephen is still getting acclimatized to the atmosphere here at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield. His first appearance, of course.
1. Three.
Well, there's certainly nothing wrong with Willie Thorne's long potting today. If anything, he's brought down on the easiest of shots.
Nine. Nine. Willie Thorne, 9.
Willie now with a 25-point lead.
That was a bit of a shot to take on. He knew the risk, but at 17 years of age, you don't always realise the pitfalls, but could be a great opening for him. But not quite worked out as he planned.
Eight.
He's certainly not frightened to have a go, Jim.
No, full of confidence, Ted. I watched young Stephen practicing last night and the night before with Alex Higgins. And once he gets in full flight, he's a very dangerous player.
Three. Willie Thorne, 3.
So there's 20 points in it. 4 hits to go.
One.
overcut that one.
Stephen Hendry, 8. One.
This green looks a bit straight for Willie. He's got to bring the cue ball right back up the table for the red to the left of the... Oh, dear. Well, there's flat racing at Epsom, but Willie's into the steeplechasing.
1, Stephen Hendry, 4.
Almost a snooker, but Willie able to possibly clip. I was about to say the red on the side cushion, and maybe that's the shot that he should have played after the outcome of this one.
One.
And Stephen, ignoring the blue there, taking this green to come round for this last red. Hoping, obviously, to disturb it, but it didn't work out.
Stephen Hendry, 4.
Well, he's not gone beyond the point above the middle pocket, and there's a chance now for Willie to cash in on this opportunity. All the fortunes are going to and fro in this round.
The black will put him 3 points in front.
Well, he's such a good potter that he's more than likely to stick this yellow ball in. Hard part is getting position on the green.
Stephen Hendry, 8.
A very dodgy pot to take on, especially since he got so close into the jaws. Don't know whether or not he's got away with it.
Oh dear, what's happening here?
Ooh.
2. Willie Thorne, 2.
It's a great pot.
3.
Now Stephen needs the blue to put him 13 points in front. It means that if he pots it, Willie Thorne could only draw.
Stephen Hendry, 7.
And it looks as though he expected to get that one. And here's a chance.
Five. Stephen Hendry, 1.
So Willie Thorne can tie with the 2 balls.
Six.
Well, it was a great pot on the pink, but it was a lot to ask to get the cue ball back in a good position to pot the black.
Willie Thorne, 6.
Tense moments here. Oops, a daisy. Now, Willie.
Yes, he was obviously tempted to take on the pot. It was a very fine cut and probably felt as though it wasn't worth the risk.
Hasn't got the pace of the table. Still the black stays on the table.
Well, it certainly shouldn't this time. Stephen got to stay dead still on the shot.
7.
And so a turn up for the book. 17-year-old Stephen Hendry takes the first 2 frames. My word, Stephen's opened up the balls this time.
One. Six. Seven. Willie Thorne, 7.
Willie Thorne suddenly on the defensive.
Touching ball.
Well, he can't hit him much better than that, but this virtually gives Willie Thorne a free shot back into the baulk area.
Brought one out over this pocket. Another chance for Willie, who, by his own admission, is a terrific and prolific break builder.
One.
This time in a much better position than before. Useful little kiss on the yellow ball. Every chance now that he can get amongst the reds. I was about to say use his greatest asset, which is break building.
Three. Four.
So the what numbers?
Four. 11. 12. 19. 20.
Willie Thorne, I know for a fact, is a player
27.
that is in great form and has been for a number of weeks now.
28.
But young Stephen has upset the apple cart slightly by taking the first 2 frames. So even Willie can't afford to make too many mistakes.
35. 36. 43. 44. 45.
So the break goes to
51.
51. Willie Thorne has made more maximum snooker breaks than any other professional. And should that happen in this championship, there's a massive £80,000 for it.
$57. 58. 65. 66.
'The frame already well beyond the reach of Stephen.
73. 74.
Attempting to get back for the black in order to break the two remaining reds, but has the angle here from the brown.
Oh, nice shot, Alice.
78.
Giving them a thump, hoping that one might go in. So a brilliant break of 78 by Willie puts a frame on the scoreboard, and he trails now 2 frames to 1. Stephen likes to break up the pack, Jim.
Well, that's the second occasion in which he's played a similar shot. But as with all naturally talented players, they like to give themselves an opportunity. It places a little bit more pressure on the other player. Well, that's the type of thing that I was trying to describe. Willie missed a relatively easy shot, and in doing so, Stephen now is going to reap the benefits from his break-off.
16. 17. 24. 25. 32. 34. 33.
Stephen takes the first 5 reds of the frame and a black with each.
41.
And this is a very useful break from
46.
Stephen. There's a beautiful flowing
47.
cue in action. And more importantly, he doesn't seem overawed by the occasion.
$54. 55. 60. 61.
And there's still a loose red at the top of the pack there.
Yes, if Stephen takes the
68.
red, he's safe in the frame.
69.
69 points in front, possible 67 still left.
So what Willie can do, Stephen can do.
76.
Looking at a possible plant.
And Stephen goes 1 point better than Willie.
79.
And I don't think he's finished yet. Willie realizing he's got a match on his hands. And Willie Thorne concedes that frame, so Stephen Hendry goes into the interval 3 frames to 1 in front.
Dear me, what a start for the youngest man ever to play in this World Professional Championship. Now they, as you saw there, went off for an interval. Well, that was recorded, and they're coming out live after that interval very shortly, and we'll be with them. And if you're waiting to watch the match between Kirk Stevens and Dean Reynolds, by the way, which is also going on, played to a finish this morning, we'll of course be with that a little later on. But obviously we're going to stick with Willie Thorne and Stephen Hendry, the way things have gone so far. And beside me, been summarising on that match, Jim Meadowcroft. He can play, can't he?
Just a bit, can't he? Just a bit, David, yeah. At the start of the match, obviously, Willie was he 10 to 1 on?
10 to 1 on to win the match,
10 to 1.
yeah.
It's incredible, but the performance that Stephen Hendry's put in this morning has certainly shook the bookies, I think, because there's about 200 supporters down from Scotland. Unfortunately, there was only 10 that could get tickets to get into the arena.
It might have shook the bookies, Jim, but I tell you what, it doesn't seem to have shaken Stephen Hendry, does it?
Not in the slightest, because I've just had a word with young Stephen, and he said there must be something wrong because I'm not nervous.
He certainly doesn't
which
look-
is a great sign, actually. It's a sign that comes from champions, I would think, in any field.
Willie Thorne, though, Jim, does certainly look nervous, and the pressure's very much on him because he's expected to win, obviously. And he has been a bit vulnerable over the years, Willie, to people he's expected to beat. He seems to feel the pressure more against those sort of players than the big ones.
Well, that's right. Willie had, let me say, a slight problem in the fact that he was such a good player, such a great break builder, and his record and reputation spoke for itself. But when he got in qualifying rounds and things like that, he had a great problem in beating players that he was expected to beat, you know. But he seemed to overcome that, and after winning the Mercantile Credit, got himself together, and naturally his confidence started flowing. But it looks like he might be back in the same situation here.
Now, Willie Thorne, can you see him sort of getting his break building going? He certainly did in the third frame, but then, of course, along came Stephen. Anything you can do, I can do better.
That's right. I mean, young Stephen wasn't overawed whatsoever with the occasion, and Willie, I think it was a 78 break, but Stephen replied straight away and just grasped the fourth frame. So Willie's got it all to do now.
OK, Jim, thanks very much. And Jim going along now to join Ted Lowe in the commentary box as Willie Thorne. All the pressure on him now. Breaks off at the start of this fifth frame.
Quite cool, calm and collected.
One. Willie Thorne, 1.
That's a good safety from Willie.
One. Six. Willie Thorne, 6.
Young Stephen giving as good as he gets in his safety exchanges. And so the mistake arrives. My word, that struggled, didn't you?
1.
Yeah, so the black is well amongst the reds there. Obviously, Willie pinpointed the spot where he'd like the cue ball to finish.
Eight. 9. 12. 13.
May have finished a fraction straight on the blue.
80.
We played on the second red, just to the left and above the black, but not quite as straight as he would have liked.
And that didn't work out right at all.
Rumble. Willie Thorne, 19. Foul. Willie Thorne, 4.
Stephen giving 4 points away, but no, not any real damage done. Just that it tends to give Willie now a slight advantage in the safety exchange.
Perhaps the first one was a practice shot, Jim. Well, that's a little bit unlucky. Little that Willie can do about this. And that's why he's a professional and I'm not.
I think he'll allow you that, Ted. He was in big trouble. Couldn't really play safe. But now, as it's turned out, he's got a great chance to keep the break going.
Willie Thorne, 10.
So Willie with a 40-point lead.
One.
Has no fears.
7. 8. 14. 15.
Played on the pink, but cue ball carried too far. 2 reds available still into the left-hand corner pocket. That's what he'll be aiming to do.
Oh, dear.
20.
Well, he seems to have the strength of the table.
Steve Hendry, 20.
Well, Willie played a loose shot. And Stephen's going to make him pay.
Seven. 8.
Well, he's already put up a good performance, but the strange thing is, it looks like he's getting better.
$14. 15. Stephen Hendry, 15.
Well, he could have done with that pink. He's, as you see, 5 points behind now. Swerving around this pink. Beauty. But I think he stuck it up.
One.
Yes, it's quite a useful shot that Willie played to get himself into this position. Someone with less experience possibly would have taken on the pot on the red, but he knew that playing the snooker could possibly give him this opening.
Just wants the brown.
$15. $20. Willie Thorne, 20.
And Stephen concedes. Willie Thorne then takes our 5th frame and is now just 1 frame behind at 2 frames to 3. Well, Jim, this young man is giving a terrific account of himself at his first appearance here at Sheffield. It must be a great ordeal for a young man to come into this great atmosphere.
Well, as the picture shows, Ted, he doesn't seem worried in any way, and quite relaxed. One of the great things in his favour is that he has a great temperament for the game, and at 17 years of age, that's got to be a hell of a bonus.
Yes, I saw some of his temperament. I had the privilege of going to Scotland to sit in the commentary box and cover his win at the Scottish Professional Championship a month ago, and he showed then that he was very cool, very collected, and an extremely good potter. I'm sure he has a terrific future in the game. Just 17 years of age, the youngest of today's professionals. Willie Thorne there, of course, far more experienced, and finding it tough going against this youngster.
Stephen Hendry, 1. Foul, Stephen Hendry, 4. 8,
He'll just come off the pack this time. Well, he could just manage to
9,
avoid them and still stay in good position on the black.
Has his eye on this outside red
16.
into the bottom right-hand pocket.
Stephen Hendry, 16.
There's a gift.
One,
The top spin on the white holds the cue ball close to the top and side cushion, but not an ideal position for Stephen.
Stephen Hendry, 1.
If he has the angle, he'll pot the blue and try to screw into the reds. And that doesn't look too bad.
Seven, eleven, Stephen Hendry, 11.
This one into the bottom.
It's a good opening red from Willie, and it may lead to better things now.
8, nine, 40.
Yes, able to
15.
come down for the black on that one, and now we'll have to disturb the reds in order to keep the break going.
$22. 23.
Willie checking on that red for this right-hand top pocket.
$29.
2 points in front.
35. 36.
Well, that's perhaps the shot that counts in this round. Disturbing the other two reds now, and he's made the frame wide open from here on. No reason now why he shouldn't win it from
36.
here.
42. 43. 49. 50. 57. 58.
25 points to lead now, so the black should make the frame safe.
65. 67. 70.
Some exciting snooker then in this match that you've been watching this morning.
Willie Thorne, 70.
Well, the break of 70 sufficient to make the match all square at 3 frames each. Willie getting into his stride a little there, just given the opportunity, of course, and Willie, the prolific break builder, can work his way through the balls, the 15 reds and colours, and secure a frame. Practices so much on his break building. Won the Mercantile Credit Classic, and getting confidence with every big tournament he plays. Waiting there just to start the 7th frame. Like all other first round matches, this is the best of 19, so it's the first one to 10 that goes into the second round.
Hendry, 1.
One of the few balls he's missed this morning.
1. Six. 7.
Played for just one loose red on the back of the pack. And
14.
this time we'll have to go into the reds, but hopefully still stay on the black.
15. 22. 23.
'Just a fraction straight still on the blue. Just push through with a cue ball. He has a red into the right-hand corner pocket. And Willie Thorne must be feeling much
28.
happier now that he's levelled the match at 3-all. Possibly, as far as he's concerned, the interval has done him a lot of good.
29.
'And this time I think the cue ball's run just a little too far behind the red there.
Willie Thorne, 36. 1. 5. 6.
Not shot.
Very, very near fouling that red.
Nine. 9. 10.
trailing then by 44 points. Stephen has broken the reds up to see if he can get a chance of getting in there. And William does make a loose shot.
Foul. Willie Thorne.
So Stephen fouls the green.
One.
Willie's lead now goes to 49 points with the blue to come. This a good opportunity now for him to stitch the frame up, assuming that he can get onto his next red,
6.
which doesn't appear to have happened.
Oh, thanks. Nice.
Willie Thorne, 6.
We're now with Stephen Hendry there at the table. Nice red there, maybe a chance to get back into this frame now. We're coming to the end of our transmission here on BBC One, but I can tell you you'll miss very little indeed, because we're going now over to BBC Two in just a minute or so. So, Stephen Hendry's had a very good morning. He led 2-0 and 3-1, winning the first two frames on the black. It's now 3-all, but as I say, and as you see, maybe a chance of taking the lead again in that frame. You can see as we go over now to BBC Two, but from BBC One, goodbye. How well he's been doing. He's playing the highly fancied Willie Thorne in the first round today, and what a morning he's had. He's at the table there, 3-all. He's led 2-0 and 3-1. Willie Thorne's come back, but here with a chance, Stephen Hendry, the 17-year-old, of taking the lead again. Over to our commentators, Jim Meadowcroft and Ted Lowe.
Thank you, David. And a brilliant shot there by young Stephen to get on that last red. He was over 50 points behind at one stage in this frame.
Stephen Hendry, 42.
A 42 break then, just when he needed it. The difference now only 12 points. Willie had little concern. Twice before in this match he's been in this situation and lost the frames.
Yes, Willie Thorne acknowledges that that's a good shot played by Stephen Hendry. He's managed to hit the yellow ball, but this is a chance for Stephen.
Two. Five.
17 points ahead. Just wants this brown to make the frame safe.
Nine.
It stumbled, but it's there. More arithmetic.
Mine's gone blank.
Willie says his mind's gone blank. In fact, as you saw, 21 points ahead and only 18 points on the table.
Willie Thorne, 9.
This could be the beginning of the end.
5.
Stephen has fought back brilliantly in this 7th frame, but not to be.
Willie Thorne, 5.
A great think then. Willie takes the 7th frame and goes into the front for the first time.
And for any new viewers who've joined us over on BBC Two, let me give you the championship situation as it stands. There, the top half of the draw. Mike Hallett will play Joe Johnson in round 2, and Alex Higgins will meet Terry Griffiths. Kirk Stevens, Dean Reynolds played to a finish today. We'll have the best of that a little later. In the bottom half, Jimmy White went through last night against John Virgo. He now plays John Parrott. Very interesting game, that one. And Doug Mountjoy will play the 3-times champion Steve Davis. Ray Reardon there and John Campbell play to a finish also today. So this is how we're looking today. Kirk Stevens, Dean Reynolds, and Willie Thorne, Stephen Hendry. And then it's the afternoon, Charlton Wilson, Ray Reardon, John Campbell. And there you see Silvino Francisco, Rex Williams, Willie Thorne, Stephen Hendry to a finish tonight.
1. 6. 7. 13. 14. 20. 21.
'Coming around to take a look at the red that is just free from the pack on the left of the pink.
26. 27.
And that shot certainly opened the reds up. So one good pot here on the blue, and he could be in business.
32. 33.
Nice little stun run through there to leave himself nicely on the pink.
39.
Completely unperturbed by the atmosphere surrounding him.
This is very good, Ted, in a situation like this. He makes his openings and he's a very inventive player. Where he's going to tend to miss out is if it gets to a tight tactical battle down to the colours. Then obviously Willie's experience is going to show.
45.
Break goes to 53.
53. 54.
'Yes, it possibly is the end of the break now. It was a good pot on the black, but he was hoping for a better leave on one of the reds.
Stephen Hendry, 61.
Terrific performance by a very young man. Willie snookered on all the reds.
That was a very well controlled shot from Willie Thorne. He could have done a lot of damage from there.
He saw it on the way to the pocket as soon as he struck it. Willie trying to get right behind the red there.
And the mistake by Willie just about put the top hat on this round, because Stephen Hendry from here should score enough points at least to put the frame safe.
8.
And he does it just there, Jim. 65 points in front now, only 59 points left. Those two balls not in line with the pocket.
Stephen Hendry, 40. Hendry, 4. One.
Willie fully
7.
appreciating he has no chance in this frame, feeling he should tidy the job up a bit, and
8.
is out to clear the table.
$15. 16. 23. Willie Thorne, 23.
Oh, brilliant.
Three.
Sees no fear whatsoever, this young man.
8. 'Stephen Hendry, 8 on the frame.
And so Willie Thorne finally concedes, and the brilliant putting of Stephen Hendry makes the match all square at 4 frames each. Willie, of course, Jim, has not had too good a record in the World Championship. His best performance was the quarterfinals in 1982, and I imagine he must be getting a little concerned with the putting of this young man.
Well, I think anybody would, Ted, in this situation. Believe you me, Stephen Hendry has certainly given value for money today, and at one point Willie Thorne was well under the cosh, 3-1 down, but fortunately for his sake,
Thank you, ladies and
the
gentlemen.
interval happened, and that gave himself time to just get things together and put things in perspective. He levelled at 3-all,
frame,
but here we are now at 4 frames all.
Now, has he done any damage? So it could be beneficial for Willie. This, the last of this morning's frames. They play 9 in the first session. The match, of course, the best of 19.
1.
And that was a very well thought out shot from Willie. Had to develop this next red,
8.
but in doing so has now freed the black to both corner pockets.
9.
Perhaps a little bit under strength on that one, but shouldn't be any great problem.
$16. 17.
Willie's got himself into trouble.
Pulled the cue ball in the direction he didn't want. He did more topspin to bring himself more to the top of the table, closer to the reds.
One red on the way to the top pocket.
90.
Will this plant knock that one in?
Great minds think alike, Ted, but didn't quite get him on a colour. Nevertheless, it's given him the advantage.
Stephen Hendry, 1.
Nearer the black.
Foul, Stephen Hendry, 7. One. Six. 7. 40. 15.
And this looks like what might be a very good break. All starting from a difficult red, which Stephen took on into the centre pocket.
$22. 23. 30. 31.
This is a great performance by a young man making his first appearance in the World Championship at Sheffield.
Stephen Hendry, 38.
£27 ahead.
Yes, and that one got away. I'd be a bit disappointed.
One. Six. Seven.
And Willie got quite a bit of work to do if he's going to continue the break. 3 reds on the top cushion, none of them easy to pot. He should try to develop them if he's got the angle.
Oh dear.
Willie Thorne, 14.
How badly he wanted that. 13 points in it.
One. Stephen Hendry, 1.
Well, the black wasn't easy, but he had other things on his mind, trying to free the shred from the top cushion. Caused him to take his eye
1.
off the object ball for a second, and Willie Thorne back in.
Six. Seven.
Now this last difficult red.
12.
So close there.
13.
Just happy to pot the red. He'll now play the snooker on Stephen.
Willie Thorne, 13.
The frames all square for each, and just 1 point in it. A terrific morning snooker, the first 9 frames of this match.
Well,
And that's very unlucky indeed. Not only has he given the 4 points, but running it off has given Willie now the chance of cleaning up.
two.
And I can't really believe that.
Willie Thorne, 2.
Willie given a second chance. So Lady Luck smiles on him, and Willie turns to young Stephen and apologises. But they all count.
Yes, and Willie not too badly placed at all on the brown. In fact, requires brown and blue to win the frame.
7. 12.
He wants one snooker.
Willie Thorne, 12.
So a very good pink from Willie Thorne. A lucky boy, but he is now 5 frames to 4 in front.
But what a marvellous performance by that young man, Stephen Hendry, just leaving the arena there. And if you analyse it, at the end of those frames, one fluked green there by Willie Thorne, the difference between the two players. And Willie knows he's got a really big job on tonight when they complete that match. So this is the situation today then. Willie Thorne leading Stephen Hendry, 17-year-old, the youngest ever to take part in this championship, by 5-4. And Kirk Stevens leading by the same against Dean Reynolds at the end of their first session last night. And
Eight. Nine.
If he can only hold himself together now.
Sixteen. 17. 22. 23. 30.
Tried to kiss the pink to stay on the 2 reds.
30.
Just get through to the one over the yellow pocket though, so he's still in business.
And tried to shift that red there, John.
31.
The red into the centre pocket, I think he's playing.
A good one. Points in front.
44. Stephen Hendry, 44.
A great fight back then by this 17-year-old, but he was a bit unlucky there with the red kissing the yellow.
Fine. Six.
All the colours now out in the open.
And a perfect angle, he's landed on the blue here, just stunned down for the yellow into the same pocket.
$11. $13.
And he's now 5 points in front. Just 5 colours to go. This has been the most terrific match, with young Stephen Hendry from Broxbourne in Scotland putting up the battle of his life in his debut here at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield.
$20. $25.
Just the pink now, and Willie Thorne marches on to the second round. That's it. And a very relieved Willie Thorne puts the pink away and takes victory over his young opponent and even applauds him. Victory at 10 frames to 8, and the sportsmanlike Willie Thorne applauds 17-year-old Stephen Hendry.
Absolutely right, I think, Willie, for you to join in the applause, and I don't know if you've recovered yet. Can I go and ask Stephen what it was like out there for you, Stephen? Do you think a day could be like that?
Oh, it's a tremendous experience to play in the Crucible, you know, and to play such a good match for my first match on television.
Were you surprised how well you played? Because you played extremely well.
I wasn't really that surprised. I knew the television cameras wouldn't bother me because I've had experience of that.
Did Willie Thorne bother you?
Not well, I couldn't have got a much tougher match for my first match on television, but I thought I played quite well, yeah.
Talked to you when you came about a year ago, and we were talking about you coming into the game and everything else. Now you've actually done it, you've into one hurdle. Do you think you're going to win this world title? Do you really believe you can do it?
I believe eventually I can win the world title, definitely.
How long?
I don't know, 5 years, something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Willie, the way he was playing tonight, you might have thought he was going to win it tonight, I think.
Well, yeah, I've never been under so much pressure in my life. I mean, for his first tournament here, he was tremendous. And, you know, it was only for a change my bottle that stood up that got me through.
Were you conscious that you were playing a 17-year-old?
Oh, all the time. You know, I've never been under... I just couldn't win the match, could I? I could only lose it, and it was... I've never been under so much pressure, and I'm proud to have been involved with the lad in a match like this. He played great.
Can't say much better than that. Proud to have been involved, and I think we're all very proud and delighted to see it. Stephen, very well done indeed. See you next year.
Thanks very much.
So there we are, a wonderful game of snooker. But the drama hasn't finished here yet, I can tell you, because